2022. For the people that are on Zoom, please mute your devices. I will ask you to unmute your device when I'm ready to call your case. For the people in the courtroom, when I call your name, I'm going to direct you to come forward to one of the three stations. While you're at that station, I need you to speak loudly and clearly. One of my responsibilities today is to make sure that everything that you say gets properly recorded. After you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the rear of the courtroom. When you leave the courtroom, you do need to go out through those double doors, but you do not need to go out through the metal detector. Make the left before you get to the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerk's window. All right, let's begin with Jonathan Montanez. If you would come to station number 1, please. This is EM 12007. Good afternoon. All right, I have a request to set aside the default that entered when you failed to appear back on December 1st of 2021. I'm going to go ahead and grant that request. City Attorney has no objection. The default is ordered vacated. All right, it looks like the default is already entered to the DMV database. So there is a $30 clearance fee that they still may be collecting. I'm not sure if they are or not, but if they are, I'm going to hold you responsible for paying that fee. All right, the second document I have says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original stop sign charge from November 5th of 2021 at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the area of 96th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on November 5th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? How long have you been driving in Colorado? Now, do the math for me. Tell me how many years. 5 years? This looks like it's your first ticket, is that correct? All right. Your scheduled fine's $80. I'm going to go ahead and reduce your fine to $40, plus surcharges, plus court costs, plus the clearance fee if that's required. I'm not sure it is anymore. In any event, when you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks will provide you the total amount that's due and owing and make payment arrangements for you. Do you have any questions? All right. So go out the double doors, make the left before the metal detector, see my clerk. All right, next case, Michael Fisher, if you would come to station number 2. This is EM 7194. Good afternoon. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, oh, wait a minute. All right. First, there's a request to set aside the default that entered when you failed to appear last week. I'm going to go ahead and grant that request. City Attorney has no objection. second document I have says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from December 15th of 2021 at about 11:30 at night in the area of the 68th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? The 6800 block of Highway 2? All right. Well, you live around 71st, if you know. Right, just south of 72nd on Highway 2. So this was south of there, where it's the 45 before it becomes the 35 zone in that section, which actually works to your advantage because one block further south and you would have been going that fast in a 35 zone. In any event, the speeding ticket will be dismissed if you want to plead guilty to this charge. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I did, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea for this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Absolutely.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Yeah, you know, you might be in a good mood, you might be being cute, but if I ever have to read a transcript of this, you're going to sound really silly when I read the transcript. So let's try to be straightforward. So I'm going to repeat my question. Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 15th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Yeah, I actually do have a question. Is there any kind of driving courses I can take that would keep my points back? Because this is going to make like 6, I'm going to lose another 3 in another county like next week.
Yeah, the answer to that question is no. No. If you had actually picked the other case first and pled it out, and he requested a driving class, what that would do would be to save you money, but it probably still wouldn't have gotten below a 2-point ticket, because you're charged with 68 and a 45. 2 points is as low as he would go anyway.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. Anything else you want me to take into consideration?
Yeah. When is it that they suspend your license?
You know, 12. Right, 12 points within any 12 months. And, sir, where's your mask?
Oh, I apologize.
What?
I said I apologize. I don't have one. I apologize. I do not have one.
Yeah. And, Adam, don't you have masks out there?
My bad. That's my fault, man.
Go get him one. I'm surprised you got this far, to be quite candid.
Wait, why I got this far doing what?
Without a mask. It's mandatory in the building.
Right.
All right, while we're waiting for that, your driving record shows a ticket from October of last year here in Commerce City. Is that entry correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For the insurance?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the 4 points comes from.
Yes, sir. Sorry, buddy. My bad. I'm still at work, man. You gotta get back in like 10 minutes.
All right.
Sir, can you repeat his citation number for me again? 7914 did not pull up anything for Fisher.
EM 7194. I'm
Oh,
looking at it now. All right. So let me see what else I've got. I've got the driving, the fence. This ticket, it's at 120, 160.
And I did. I made a payment on that ticket yesterday, and that's when I found out that I had FTA for the speeding ticket, which I had no idea about. Not the ticket, but the FTA part. Yeah.
All right, your scheduled fine's $160. I'm going to reduce your fine down to $120, plus surcharges, plus court costs. So when you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they're going to tell you the total. They'll work out payment arrangements. There's no fee with DMV to set aside this default because it was so soon. But this is going to give you 6 points out of these two. You get 3 more in that other ticket. You're entitled to get 12 in any 12 consecutive months or 18 points in any 24 months. So you're not at the point where you're going to be suspended yet, but if you get another ticket between now and October of this year, then you're going to be probably right on the number. You need to be careful. Any questions?
Yeah, I do have one. Can I add this onto this
Yeah.
payment plan?
Yes. And my clerk will look it up and she'll give you a payment plan covering both, okay? All right, go ahead and go to the window, see my clerk. And Carmen, I'm assuming you heard that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. David Schmidline, if you would come to station number 3, please. Three. That's okay, it's for your safety. We clean them up between each person's use. All right, this is EM 6175. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original careless driving charge against you from December 16th of 2021 at 6:13 in the morning in the area of 108th and I-76 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Yes. All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 16th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Whoa. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Yeah, I just want to state that I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. There was no speeding or anything going on. Actually, my front tire had failed on me.
Mm-hmm.
It pulled me into a very narrow shoulder. That shoulder was at a very sharp degree, and I could not get out of it. And I just wanted to be understood that I wasn't being careless. That's why I took the plea, and that's why I just want to say thank you.
All right, so when you found your left tire sliding off the road, you overcorrected, hit the other car, and then bounced back to the left?
I believe the left tire failed when it pulled me in the shoulder.
Yeah.
It made me hit a concrete barricade, which shot me back to the other direction into the slow lane into that driver, and then back again.
Back to the left?
Back into the guardrail, and that's when I kind of turned it on it, and then I flipped over and the truck started on fire. Judge, if you want to show me, give me his phone, I'll take it up.
That's okay.
I shouldn't be here today, Your Honor.
But I'm surprised both of you, because he sustained significant damages too. Well, you're both in pretty good-sized pickup trucks, though.
Yeah, whatever. Boy, she didn't look pretty at the end, but she kept me alive.
There you go. All right, you have a really good driving record. It's been more than 5 years since your last moving violation. Your scheduled fine would normally be $240. I'll take your good driving record, the plea bargain, and your explanation into account. I'm going to reduce your fine from $240 down to $140. I can't make it any lower than that because of the collision itself and your guilty plea. So when you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions? All right, so go out the double doors, make the left before the metal detector. That'll get you to my clerk's windows. Uh-huh. You too. All right, Anastasia Otvos, if you would unmute your device. Anastasia Otvos, you're still muted.
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm here.
That's okay. All right, the city attorney has indicated that he's going to be, well, he's filed a motion to dismiss. I just am granting that motion and dismissing your case. Your case is eligible to be sealed. If you want to find out about sealing the records, when my clerks email you a copy of the motion to dismiss or the order of dismissal, ask them if they can give you information on how to file a petition to seal. There's a $65 filing fee that goes along with that petition to seal records. Once I get that, I'll sign the order sealing your record. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so you can go ahead and leave the meeting. I'm doing everything electronically, so my clerk should be able to get it to you fairly quickly, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. And Carmen, on this one, it was ROA, Rule 211, so I went ahead and filled that out, and then I entered an ROA under order, and this is EM 5662, okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Darren Romero, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original careless driving charge against you from December 20th of 2021 at about 4:30 in the afternoon in the area of the 6600 block of Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced that you were advised of in that video,
Yes, Your Honor.
has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 20th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor, just, it was an accident, nothing intentional, and I was just glad everybody was able to walk away.
It appears no one was injured.
Right.
All right, you have an excellent driving record. We call that a mitigated driving record since it's been more than 10 years since your last moving violation. Your scheduled fine is $240. I'm going to go ahead and reduce your fine to $100 plus surcharges and court costs. With your record and the circumstances in this case, that's as low as I can go because of the collision itself. So the fine's $100. There's going to be surcharges and court costs added to that. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is and work out payment arrangements. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. I understood. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Romero. You can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Yep, thank you.
Roxanne, and I'm going to say Pajabigan. How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Pagibigan, Your Honor.
Pagibigan? Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the careless driving charge from December 13th of 2021 at 8:15 in the morning in the area of the 17600 block of East 104th Avenue here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on December 13th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
How long have you been driving in Colorado?
3 years, sir.
And this is your first ticket of any type?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your scheduled fine is also $240. Today I'm having major collision cases. I'm going to reduce your fine to $140 plus surcharges and court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email. They will tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out payment arrangements or a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so watch out for that email. It'll come either today or tomorrow. Otherwise, you're free to leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
All right. It's my understanding somebody is on Zoom on behalf of Gloria Miranda. Is that correct?
Hello, Your Honor. Yes, my name is Lorena Trejo and I'm her daughter.
Okay. And she's not there with you, correct?
Correct. She lives in Thornton and she is very technologically challenged. And so I was gonna call her, but I didn't know if that was acceptable. So I have her on deck just in case.
Well, it doesn't necessarily work well that way.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll go ahead and reset this case. Give me an idea. What's better for her, morning or afternoons?
Probably mornings. And she's also just very fragile with falls and it's very slippery in Thornton right now.
And where are you joining us from?
I'm like in the Littleton area, so it's not so slippery out here, knock
Yeah,
on wood, yet.
It's much worse up north. What I'm considering is, are you using a PC or a laptop?
It's a laptop.
If we pick a good day, can you go to your mom's house and join for her?
Yeah, I was planning to do that today, but she's also become very stubborn between all of us here. And so, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would love to, maybe with your request, I can tell her that you requested that and that will make it be more
Yeah, 'cause
flexible.
I don't need her to come here in person, but I do need her to at least access the court and this
Okay,
meeting. All right, so today's the 19th.
yes,
I can give you, she doesn't need an interpreter, does she?
no, sir.
Okay, so we can do the 26th, 27th, February 2nd, or February 3rd. We could do like 10 o'clock in the morning. That way you don't have to be there bright and early.
Can we do the 27th
The 27th, that's next Thursday?
at 10 a.m.?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay,
So my clerks will send an email notice to whichever address you used to sign up for this meeting as a reminder notice of that hearing for next week, okay?
okay, well, I'm sorry, wait, hold on, I just realized I might work because I just started this new job. I'm so sorry. Let me just pull up that schedule really quickly. I apologize for that. Yeah, I do work that day. What other days did you say? The 26th, 27th, or
The
February
2nd or 3rd of February?
2nd or 3rd of February? 1, 2, wait, so that's the 1st is the Tuesday?
Right.
How about the 1st?
Nope, it's Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Oh, February 1st is a Wednesday?
February 1st is a Tuesday, so we do the February 2nd or February 3rd.
Okay. How about February 3rd?
Sure, at 10
Thank
o'clock?
you. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll reset Gloria Miranda, case number EM 7201 to February 3rd at 10 o'clock, okay?
Okay. Thank you very, very much.
All right, sounds good.
Okay,
You can go ahead and leave the meeting.
okay.
All right, court's on the record in case number EM 290, Jason Smith. Mr. Pisani, are you on the line?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are we expecting Mr. Smith to join us or no?
No, I would ask that his appearance be waived.
All right. I have a proposed disposition that indicates that if on behalf of Jason Smith, you tender plea of guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge from December 8th of 2021 at 7:42 in the morning in the area of the 6500 block of Highway 85 here in Commerce City. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you represent to the court that you have your client's authority to enter this plea on his behalf?
I do.
And you're asking the court to waive his appearance pursuant to 16-7202?
Yes.
I'll grant that request. His appearance is waived. Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on December 8th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Let's see here. All right, I'll accept the plea. Anything by way of mitigation?
Mr. Smith is 19 years old. He was traveling 28 over the limit at this occasion. I believe this was the first ticket that he had received.
Now,
That
I'm
is
going
all.
to show an Adams County ticket for March of last year. It's too removed for me to consider it aggravated, though.
Okay,
So I'm just dealing with just this one speeding ticket.
sure. Thank you.
Anything else?
That is all.
All right, his schedule fine's $160. Again, there's nothing in aggravation about it. Especially on that section of Highway 85. All right, I'll reduce this fine to $100 plus surcharges plus court costs. My clerks will send you the state of execution information for this case. Is there anything else I need to address on this case?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. I need the station.
You all.
All right. Let's see. Court's on the record in EM 3664. Horacio Cortez Gonzalez. If you would unmute your device. Mr. Cortez, would you unmute your device? You're still on mute. You need to click what looks like a little microphone that's in red on your device. Try holding down your space bar for a minute. Maybe that'll do it. Nope, you're still on mute.
Do you hear me?
Oh, now, yes, you're good.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon. Okay, I have a document that alleges that on December 30th of 2021, at about 8:45 at night, in the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes.
Okay, the city attorney said that he explained the elements of the charge with you. In other words, he explained what he would have to prove if this case went to trial in order for you to be found guilty. Did he go over those elements with you?
Well, yeah. He told me that I have to get into a class in order to
Okay, that's-
dismiss.
Yeah, no, that's different. We're not to that stage yet. What I'm asking you is, did he explain the elements of the charge of theft to you? In other words, what it is that the details are that he would have to prove for you to be found guilty?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm just gonna explain it to you. Today, if you decided that you wanted to plead not guilty, we would schedule your case for trial. At trial, the prosecutor would have to prove that on December 30th of 2021, somewhere around 8:45 at night, from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's in Commerce City in Adams County, Colorado, that you knowingly obtained or exercised control over anything of value of less than $2,000 of another with the intent to deprive the other of that use or benefit of the thing of value. You could have done that without authorization or by threat or deception. In other words, it's basically a shoplifting charge, and he would have to prove each of those elements for you to be found guilty of the charge. Do you understand what his burden of proof is in this case?
well, I think I understand, but I mean, Walmart told me that they don't have any.
Don't tell me anything about the facts of the case. Right now, we're just talking about procedure. Do you understand what it is you're charged with?
Oh yeah, they are
Do you,
charging me.
yeah, just say yes or no, sir. You don't need to explain anything. Do you understand what the prosecutor would have to prove if the case went to trial in order for you to be found guilty?
Yes.
Good. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? There's a video that you would have been directed to watch before when you signed up for this hearing today. Did you watch that video?
Yes.
Okay, good. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No.
Okay. Now, the city attorney has indicated that if you agree to do a petty theft class, and you can do it online, and agree to stay out of the Walmart, never return to the Walmart store here in Commerce City, and commit no new law violations, then on the next court date, if we have all that information and it's in order, I can dismiss this case. Is that how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you leave this meeting, my clerks are going to send you a notice by email telling you what the next court date is. That's the deadline for getting the class done. They're going to send you information on how to sign up for the class. And again, you can do it online. I just want to make sure that you do the class. They'll give you a certificate of completion. You need to make sure that certificate is submitted to my court on or before the next court date. And then the rest is easy. It's my understanding you live in Texas. So it'll be real easy for you to stay out of the Walmart here in Commerce City, and it'll be easier still for you to stay out of trouble in Colorado. If you do all of those three things, the next time you and I have any communication, it'll be when I dismiss the case. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. So you're gonna send me by email all the information how I get into the page to take that class.
Correct. Okay?
All right.
All right, and then they'll send you the deadline. They'll send you the next court date. That's the deadline, okay?
All right.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
It was just a petty theft class, sir.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you.
All right, this next one is CM00, which I always forget to put in, 303864. Josette Gallegos, if you would come to station number 1, please. Good afternoon. All right, the city attorney says that if you plead guilty to the charge of engaging in reckless driving, that's an 8-point violation, he will dismiss the remaining interference with a peace officer charge from January 28th of 2021 here in Commerce City. And that happened in the area of 96th Avenue and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. I have already entered a default on the remaining charge of failure to stop at a red light. I did that back when you failed to appear on March 18th of 2021. So that default will remain in place. Understanding all of the charges, there were 3 charges originally. 2 are traffic, 1 is criminal. The criminal one is being dismissed, and the city attorney is asking you that you do a level 1 driving class. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty today to the reckless driving charge? All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the charge of engaging in reckless driving, an 8-point violation on January 28th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just a moment. All right. Anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? I think it's your business. You are obviously concerned about a family member, but you don't understand how the legal process works. When the police show up at anybody's house with an arrest warrant, there isn't anything anyone else can do there. Look, I'm a lawyer too, in addition to being a judge. If the police come over to my house and there is a person in my house who has an active arrest warrant, even I can't do anything to stop them from arresting him. If there's an unlawful arrest, I can deal with that with the court that they go to, not the police. The police have to follow the warrant. Because what a warrant is, it's an order from a judge, just like me, directing the police that wherever they have contact with these people, they are required to take them into custody. And if it turns out that it was a wrongful arrest, not that if it's the wrong person, that's a different story, but if the arrest warrant should have been canceled, then that's something that gets resolved when they get to the jail and they get in front of a judge. Sometimes it's the next day, sometimes it's the same night. There was not a single thing you could have done in this circumstance to affected the release of your relatives. Cecilia was going to jail, okay? Now, all you did was you made the police think somebody was trying to break her away from the police. That puts you, your son, and everybody else involved in this circumstance at risk. When they have a prisoner in the back, they will not stop because they always have to be prepared in case somebody's trying to break them free. Never going to stop, okay? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times the police have decided that they're going to file more serious charges, and in order for them to file more serious charges in the state court up in Brighton, they have to have the city court charges dismissed. I do that every week, at least. Yeah. Nope, they were taking her to the Adams County Jail. Okay, well, like I said, they were taking her to the Adams County Jail. That's what they were required to do. All right, your prior ticket is from May of 2020, so that's a little too old. No, it's not. All right. Your scheduled fine's $280. I'm going to impose the $280 fine. I'm going to suspend 140 of it because I am going to order that you do the level 1 driving class. And that's as much because of your driving record as it is about this ticket. It's a level 1. Now, to the remaining $140, the clerk is going to impose surcharges and court costs. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerk, I'm also going to cancel the warrant. Now, the warrant is canceled. There's going to be warrant fees as well that you have to pay for the earlier failure to appear. All right, so when you go to the windows, my clerks are going to tell you everything that you owe monetarily, okay? They'll work out a payment plan for you. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class, and they'll give you a deadline. It's going to be 6 or 7 weeks out. You should contact them this week, get signed up for the class. That way you can make sure to get it done by the deadline my clerks give you. When you finish the class, they're going to give you what's called a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate is filed with the court on or before the deadline my clerks give you, okay? Do you have any questions? No. All right. Yeah, you know, again, it's one of those things that I don't know what was going through your head. You're behind the police car, you're flashing your brights, they have a prisoner. They're never going to stop. I don't know what made you think they were going to stop. They wouldn't. It would have been better off if you would have driven to the police station and asked to speak to a supervisor here rather than chase the police officer all the way up to Brighton. Okay? All right. If you go to the windows, see my clerks, they'll take care of you. Okay. Gabriel Gonzalez, if you would come forward to station number 2. Good afternoon. Okay, this is case number, and the reason I'm reading it out loud is because my clerk's going to try and follow along. It's P228-220-000-4218. This is a video red light violation, and I'm entering the order dismissing this case right now. So it'll take a few minutes. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerk, they can give you a copy of the order showing that this case was dismissed. Okay? Thank you. You too.
Sir, on the Josette, she had the violation of a red light default.
Yes.
Did we vacate that one?
Nope, that's staying there.
Okay, that's what I thought you said, but
Yeah, it's too late to vacate it now anyway. It's a wait.
okay, perfect. That's what I just wanted to confirm because I could have swore that's what you said, but I just wanted to confirm before I send the ticket or the information to the window.
Right. She was asking about the prior default on the 604 charge against Jose Gonzalez, and I told her that default's too old, it stays. And so, yes, we're waiting for Kim Fan Vong. She just didn't use common sense.
Okay, but, like, there's none? I mean, I don't even know what to say. I was just like, my jaw dropped.
She's lucky they didn't take more assertive behavior to break off her pursuit. And we're on the record, and that's where I'm leaving it. She's very fortunate that they did not take greater efforts to break off her pursuit.